congressman, a congressman who was campaigning for governor in Perinton. A detention hearing held today for David Jakubonis, the man accused of assaulting Lee Zeldin at that campaign stop in July. 13 Web's Dalton Williams was there today in court, joins us now from the newsroom to tell us what Jakubonis' attorney is fighting to get him released from custody and into treatment.
Yes, in federal court today, David Jakubonis' attorney told the judge at the time of the alleged attack, his client was drunk to the point where his memory was impaired. He says his client suffers from mental health and substance abuse issues and should be placed in an inpatient treatment program. Attorney John Demarco says David Jakubonis was severely intoxicated the night he was accused of attacking Congressman Lee Zeldin at a campaign stop in Perinton. Demarco says his client got up on the stage to pull the microphone away from Zeldin. According to a criminal complaint, the Army veteran had been drinking whiskey that day and thought Zeldin was disrespecting veterans at the event. Demarco says Jakubonis has battled alcohol abuse and mental health issues for some time now and believes he should be released from jail and get the help he needs.
You're not going to be able to get that level of treatment inside of a jail facility. So in terms of trying to rehab people and have them be productive members of society, that's going to take place on the outside, not on the inside.
In court today, prosecutors raised concerns that this is not the first time Jakubonis has gotten into rehab. Attorneys say he was on probation for 2 years for a driving under the influence charge in 2019. According to a mental health report presented in court, Jakubonis resumed drinking after his probation ended. Demarco says relapse is a part of the sobriety process and wants Jakubonis to be transferred into a treatment program called the Veterans Treatment Court. Nick Stevanovic attended today's court hearings in support of Jakubonis. He graduated from the Veterans Treatment Court in 2010 and says it saved his life.
Turned my life around completely. Before that, I was living under a bridge on Driving Park and then was in jail. So I know that the process works. I've seen it firsthand. It's more rigorous than most other treatment facilities. You're heavily monitored and you're held accountable for every single thing that you do.
Jakubonis is charged with assaulting a member of Congress using a dangerous weapon. His detention hearing will continue in October.
A man is dead after police say an argument at Ontario Beach Park overnight turned violent.
That they're pulling out a gun to solve that dispute or that argument, whatever it may be, is unacceptable in our city and in our community.
Good evening. I'm Doug Embledge in for Don tonight. No suspects are in custody in that killing right now. Police say 2 groups of people were drinking in the parking lot at Ontario Beach Park overnight. A fight between groups escalated. A man in his 30s was shot and killed. Police say the suspect and several witnesses ran off. This is Rochester's 53rd homicide of the year, following a violent summer in our city. It's expected to be a busy weekend at the beach. 13 Web's Cheyenne Walker is live there now. She found out what's being done to keep people feeling safe over the Labor Day weekend.
Yes, Doug, I'm told more police will be on patrol here this weekend. But as you can see behind me, the parking lot is still filling up and people are telling me they're coming out here to enjoy the beach regardless of the violence that unfolded earlier this morning. Beach chairs, picnics, and gatherings fill Ontario Beach Park Friday, despite the deadly shooting that occurred in a parking lot overnight. Rochester City Councilman Jose Payo wants the lots closed.
In my opinion, our city and our county needs to be closing down the parking lot so that people don't come here and act crazy. Maybe the city security should have stopped it before it got too late.
Many tell me they don't think the shooting will affect this holiday weekend. However, they would like to see a heavier police presence. Mayor Malik Evans said there will be more police presence at the park this weekend. However, he wants people to know this is still a safe area to enjoy.
The security at the beach was fine. What my concern is to make sure that people are not hanging out there after hours. We also want to tell people to be safe, that if you feel as though you're having a dispute with someone, talk it out before you try to use your fist, a gun, or a knife.
Police say the man's death marks the city's 53rd homicide this year.
53 people have lost their lives to violence this year. Just this year in the city of Rochester. Over 80 lost their lives to violence last year in the city of Rochester. And that's not something the police department by ourselves can fix. And that's why we're begging the community to help us. We're begging people that were here to help us hold these offenders accountable.
Again, no arrests have been made, and this is still an open investigation. If you have any information, you're encouraged to call 911 or Crime Stoppers at 423-9300.
So what some teachers say needs to be done to keep students safe in school.
The 13 Wham mobile weather tracker.
The largest teachers union in the state says more needs to be done to keep students safe in school. And as Dan Schrack tells us, a report out this week details their concern.
In districts across the state, scenes like these growing more common. Police responding to campus threats and acts of violence. In other parts of the country, more tragedy with dozens of innocent lives cut short in mass shootings. The rise of violence prompting educators and New York State United Teachers officials to form the Safe Schools for All task force. It's a group of about 65 educators that spent part of their summer coming up with a detailed list of recommendations addressing the social emotional needs of students, ensuring appropriate staffing levels, fostering community partnerships, and confronting the crisis of mass violence in schools. And you can see all of their hard work in this report, a list of 13 recommendations. We're going to go through and highlight just a few of them here. The first, a call for educators and union leaders to support and monitor school safety initiatives in their district. The second one we want to talk about is on the state and national level, and that is to strengthen gun safety regulations. I know what you're thinking. This is a controversial issue, but the New York State United Teachers says there is ample voter support, and you can see it in those numbers, to ban assault weapons, raise the age, and implement more red flag laws. The last suggestion I want to talk about here falls under the school districts category. That is to improve school safety drills. This too, often a hot button issue, but the task force says if done appropriately, these drills don't instill fear, rather preparedness, with more students knowing what to do in the event of an emergency, both inside and outside of school. Now, if you want to read this full list of recommendations, we've posted the NYSUT's report online on our website, 13wham.com.